of Trendsetters, the fresh flower shop located here in Chatham. And today we're going to do a little how-to video on how to do a flower arrangement. So you can see I'm starting off with just a cube vase. These are pretty popular nowadays. And I've got a little grid taped across the top of it, and that kind of makes it easy to arrange the flowers. So the first thing we're going to do is just start off with what we call greening the vase. So we're just going to put a little bit of greenery all around the vase. This will kind of give a nice base to start out for the arrangement, and the greenery provides some nice stability for you. So I've used some salal leaf. Some people call it lemon leaf, but in the floral world we call it salal. This is some variegated pit, and it works really well as a nice filler. So I'm just gonna kind of put that in there as well. And then sometimes we'll add some neat little like textury greenery. This is called silver dollar eucalyptus. And it's kind of neat because it can kind of come out of the vase a little bit more, so it's not staying so tight to the vase. So I'm just gonna put a couple stems of that in. You'll notice when I'm cutting my stems, I'm cutting them at an angle, so the stems of the flowers are sure to kind of soak up a lot of water. There's kind of an element when we do an arrangement as to what types of flowers we put in first. Usually I put in like my focal flowers first, and for this arrangement I'm going to use some mini green hydrangeas as my focal flower. And those tend to go a little bit lower in the vase to kind of give us a nice base. And I'm going to do one to the front, one to the back. It's a little harder because I'm looking at the what I would call front of the arrangement and you're seeing the back. Next I'm going to put, we call these Della stars. Gonna add a couple of those just to get us a little bit of height in the arrangement. And you'll see I'm using twos a lot. General rule of thumb, everyone that you talk to about flower arranging says that you should use threes, but I use twos a lot and it seems to work out well. Next I'm gonna add some Alstroemeria lilies. These are good flowers to use at the side of the arrangement. They kind of come out nicely and give you a little bit of color. Sometimes if there's some petals that maybe don't look so good, or some leaves that you don't like the look of, you can definitely trim those off. So again, I'm putting those out the sides. And the roses, I would kind of consider like a focal flower. I peeled off the guard petals because we don't want those. Those don't usually look so great. But I'm gonna use these as kind of like a secondary focal flower in the arrangement and stagger those in because it gives us a nice pop of color. So I'm gonna get those in there. And then I would go to, if you have like a unique type of flower that you'd like to add, these are little berries that'll give us a nice pop of color. So it's always good to kind of put those in at this point. And you'll see me kind of tearing off a lot of foliage. That's pretty common because we don't want anything that's gonna be on the stems and gonna get down in the vase of water, because that'll kind of make things grow bacteria a little quicker. Lastly, I think I'll throw in, these are called just regular daisies, and we'll use them kind of as more of a filler type flower when we're kind of almost done with our arrangement. So I'm gonna get those in there, and I'll take off some of the petals or little shoots that maybe just aren't quite as nice as like the big ones, and then that way it'll allow us to put it a little bit further down in there. As you can see, the front is starting to fill up, and I'm just kind of adding a few little things to the back of the arrangement. Kind of the last step, we've used some like little textury greenery. This is called tree fern. We use it to kind of finish off the arrangement, often around the edge of the vase, just to kind of give it a little finishing touch and another little texture. And the last thing we're gonna incorporate is a filler flower. So this will be like your smallest flower that you're gonna use. In this case, it's called limonium, and it's just a really soft filler that will just add like a little finishing touch on the flowers. And so I'm gonna kind of just disperse that through the arrangement so it'll give you some color. and a little texture. Texture is more important than the color. And same with this is blue cornum. It would be something that we would use as a filler flower also. It just gives us another texture that sometimes it's neat to just do a bunch. When you get to the end of the arrangement, sometimes it's nice to add a little finishing touch. So we're gonna put a cute little polka dot ribbon in our arrangement just to give it a little more color, kind of pull out the red color tones that are in here. And so I just pre-tied that, and we're just gonna insert it right into the base. And that way it gives you a nice finishing touch. So there you have it. Again, if you're in town and want to stop in to see all the arrangements that we have here at Trendsetters, please do so. We also sell flowers by the stem, so if you're wanting to make something on your own, definitely stop in and we can kind of help you make that selection. Hope to see you soon. Thank you.